So Abt is really recruiting currently for a wide variety of positions. We do have a few positions open that are for some of our recent graduates. They're usually at the analyst level, and that may be someone with a bachelor's degree and about 3 years of experience, or perhaps someone with a master's degree and kind of entry level, just beginning their career. We also have some positions that we call finance and contract analysts, and they're really some of our project management people. They have strong skills in finance and budgeting, but as well as kind of providing that project backstopping. They'll often liaise between the home office and the field, and they are really an integral part of the team at Abt because they work closely with the technical folks, they work closely with those in the field, as well as us recruiters. I work very closely with our FCAs. So we have those open kind of at the more entry and mid-level, as well as some of our manager level roles. And then of course we're always recruiting for technical experts in the areas of health, agriculture, and climate change. So those are that's kind of a snapshot of the positions we're currently recruiting for. I think what can make a candidate really stand out to Abt Associates is an individual that's not only technically strong, but also really has strong communication skills, and you really get a sense that they're a collaborative individual. The work that we do is often very complex, but you also need to be able to communicate with your team members. You need to be able to communicate with your recruiters and make sure that they understand the needs of your project, especially after you're going after new business. Besides the kind of gut feeling that you get when you're speaking with someone and you know if they'll be good for the role or not, at Abt Associates we are trying to really strengthen our interviewing skills and use tools such as Lominger to really identify certain competencies that we think would make an individual successful in that role. So whether it be that they have, strong business acumen or strong collaboration skills, ability to work well with upper management, we'll identify those competencies beforehand and design specific questions so that, we know once they answer those questions if they're a fit for that role or not. So it's really proven to be a useful tool in identifying maybe some of those softer skills that are a bit harder to identify in an interview than just the technical skills. They developed this tool of 67 competencies that runs the gamut from humor to intellectual horsepower to business acumen and dealing with ambiguity and working how do you identify those, how do you develop them, when to identify when they're overused, which is also just as valuable. So it's a tool we're trying to use also in professional development. We've actually had the opportunity to do several trainings and kind of assess ourselves as HR professionals, because at Abt recruiting sits in HR. So it's really proven to be an invaluable tool, and now we're able to bring it out to our hiring managers and say, this is how we can interview, and what have individuals possessed in the past that was great for the role, what have maybe some people been lacking that we'd like to identify in the next candidate. So Lominger has actually copyrighted the questions for each competency, and they give you a list of about 10 questions that you can pick from to, that might be best suited towards your business. We're starting to roll it out. Hiring managers seem really receptive to it, and it's a great way for us as recruiters to really add value, because we can't advise a hiring manager necessarily on how to interview for some of the technical skills, but some of those other competencies we can really help them drill down to figure out, not only is this person great technically, but what's the room for potential? Could this person move throughout the company and really become a leader? So it's still in the early stages, but we're really having a great time trying to roll it out and making our interviews more effective so that it's a more useful and beneficial process for everyone involved.